Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the AI Lab by Optas.ai. This is episode 6, and today we're diving into the drama no one saw coming: Musk versus Altman and OpenAI. There's been a lot of noise around this story, but underneath it all are some bigger questions about leadership, competition, and where AI is heading next. So in this episode, we're breaking it down in a simple way and looking at why so many people are watching this unfold. Let's get into it.
Imagine waking up tomorrow and all those digital tools you rely on to do basically everything.
Right, like the system's drafting your emails or, summarizing your meetings.
Exactly, or even writing your code. Imagine they're suddenly just frozen.
By judge's order.
Yeah, you aren't just looking at like a generic terms of service update popping up on your screen. You're watching a really high-stakes war over the actual underlying infrastructure of the modern digital economy. So welcome to today's deep dive.
And we are exploring this with you today because the sheer scale of what began yesterday, April 27, 2026, in Oakland, California, it impacts anyone who interacts with the internet.
Yeah, we have jury selection officially kicking off for a lawsuit that is demanding up to $134 billion US.
Which is just an astronomical number.
It is. And on one side, you have Elon Musk. On the other, Sam Altman and the leadership of OpenAI.
And I want to set the mission for this deep dive immediately. We are avoiding the standard, tech industry gossip here.
Right. Definitely not doing that.
We are here to dissect the mechanics of this conflict because this trial forces this unprecedented legal spotlight on AI ethics, corporate accountability, and the actual mechanisms governing the tools you use every single day.
Okay, let's unpack this, because to really grasp the gravity of the arguments being presented in Oakland right now, we have to rewind to the shared vision of 2015.
Right, the origin point.
Yeah. Back then, artificial intelligence was transitioning from, academic theory to this immense practical capability. But the cutting-edge development was almost entirely siloed inside these highly profit-driven technology conglomerates like Google and Facebook.
And that concentration of power is exactly what motivated Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Greg Brockman, and a few early investors to form OpenAI.
But the key here is they deliberately structured it as a nonprofit.
Yes. The stated mission, which was literally enshrined in their founding documents, was to develop AI for the benefit of humanity.
Safely, openly, and basically with a complete firewall against corporate profit motives, unlike the big guys.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, both of these men initially bonded over a very real, very publicized existential fear of AI.
Oh, for sure.
They argued that if you tie the development of something this exponentially powerful to, say, quarterly earnings reports,
then you inherently prioritize speed over safety. You just have to.
Exactly. And Musk backed that philosophy aggressively. He was the biggest individual early backer. He put in over 44 million Canadian dollars to get it off the ground.
It's like, think of it like funding a community garden. You donate millions because you firmly believe everyone in the neighborhood deserves free vegetables, right?
A purely altruistic setup.
Yeah, you buy the land, you fund the organizers, and you trust them completely to keep it a public resource. In his court filings, Musk described his motivation back then with this staggering intensity. He said, quote, "The fate of civilization is at stake."
Wow. But that framing highlights the huge paradox at the heart of this lawsuit. You have this pure, idealistic community garden concept colliding with the brutal reality of modern AI development.
Because it's really expensive.
Unbelievably expensive.
Yeah.
Developing these frontier AI models requires thousands of specialized processors running nonstop. The electricity and hardware costs alone, they drain capital at a rate that a nonprofit budget just cannot sustain.
Which brings us to the pivot. The pivot that basically shattered that community garden promise.
Yeah, the timeline here is critical.
Between 2019 and 2025, OpenAI underwent a fundamental transformation. In 2019, they created a for-profit subsidiary, and by 2025, they completed a full transition to a for-profit structure.
The numbers associated with that shift they're hard to process.
They really are. They have an $852 billion US valuation right now. They are eyeing an IPO later this year. They just closed a $122 billion funding round, and ChatGPT is hitting nearly 1 billion weekly active users.
It's incredible scale. And I want to push back on the mechanics of this for a second, because on its face, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
How does a tax-exempt nonprofit just decide to become a trillion-dollar tech giant?
Well, OpenAI's justification is that you simply cannot compete in the modern AI arms race on charity donations.
So they needed the venture capital.
Exactly. Anton Leicht from the Carnegie Endowment points this out in their sources. He notes there is this undeniable clear tension between pushing technological capabilities and maintaining altruism. They realized they needed a massive printing press for their library, so to speak, and nonprofit grants weren't going to buy it.
And that staggering financial pivot is exactly what triggered Musk to weaponize his wealth in federal court.
Right. And what Musk wants here is just as wild as the technology. He wants up to 134 billion US dollars.
Wait, billion?
Billion with a B.
Yeah.
But he wants it returned to the OpenAI nonprofit, not to himself.
Okay, that's a crucial distinction.
Yeah. He also wants OpenAI wound all the way back to its nonprofit status. He wants Altman and Brockman fired. And he wants Microsoft, who invested $13 billion, held liable.
His lawyers are actually calling Altman's behavior a long con with deceit of, and this is a direct quote, Shakespearean proportions.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though, because you have to question the pureness of Musk's motives here.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he now runs his own rival AI company, right? XAI, the makers of Grok.
Yes. And OpenAI's defense leans heavily on that exact point. They say, look, Musk knew about the for-profit plan. In fact, they claim the only reason he left in 2018 was because they wouldn't let him merge OpenAI with Tesla.
Wait, he wanted total control over it.
That's what they're arguing. They're painting this as Musk just trying to handicap a direct competitor. And from a legal standpoint, OpenAI's defense hinges on the fact that their charity foundation, technically on paper, still holds a controlling stake over the for-profit arm.
So behind all these massive, abstract corporate legal strategies, there are these deeply fractured personal relationships, and they are about to be aired out in open court.
Oh, it's going to be quite the spectacle. The trial is set for 2 to 3 weeks.
And the judge is Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers, right?
Yes. She's known for the Epic Games versus Apple case, so she knows her way around big tech monopolies. She's making the final decision on remedies.
So what's the jury doing?
The jury is just acting in an advisory role. Their deliberations start around May 12th.
And the witness list for this thing reads like a tech power rankings. We've got Musk, Altman, Brockman.
Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella is on there too.
Yeah, and Siobhan Zillis. She's a former OpenAI board member, but also the mother to several of Musk's children. It is literally a soap opera.
It really is. It shifts the whole tone from this dry, sterile corporate dispute into a highly emotional battle of egos.
I mean, just listen to this leaked February 2023 email exchange between them. Altman writes, quote, "You're my hero. It really expletive hurts when you publicly attack OpenAI."
He's being so vulnerable there.
And then Musk's apocalyptic response, he says, quote, "I hear you, but the fate of civilization is at stake."
It's so cinematic. Like, you have these two guys who genuinely believe they are the main characters of humanity's future.
Exactly. And with egos that big, a loss in this trial could trigger a domino effect of just catastrophic consequences for either side.
So let's look at the risks. For Musk, he was recently found liable for defrauding Twitter investors.
Right, that wasn't that long ago.
No. So another massive loss hurts his credibility right before SpaceX is supposed to have this massive summer IPO. Plus, his own AI, Grok, is facing heavy criticism for generating harmful content.
Which kind of undermines his whole "I'm the safety guy" argument.
Exactly. And his legal team knows his personal life, like his 2017 Burning Man attendance, is going to be dragged into the spotlight to attack a judgment.
But the risks for Altman and OpenAI are arguably worse. If they lose, their massive planned IPO could just collapse. Altman could be ousted.
The whole corporate structure would be dismantled.
Yeah. And public sentiment is already dangerously charged. There was that brutal hit piece in The New Yorker on Altman recently.
Right.
But even scarier, there was an incident where a 20-year-old allegedly threw a Molotov cocktail at Altman's home.
Because they were terrified of AI taking over.
Yeah. I just want to pause on that Molotov cocktail incident for a second, because it is the perfect, terrifying analogy for how overheated the AI discourse has become, literally and figuratively.
This raises an important question, though. Jeffrey Saviano, an ethicist we looked at the sources, notes that this public fear is driven by a perceived lack of corporate responsibility. When these companies push capabilities without clear boundaries, people panic.
Okay, so what does this all mean for the listener? We've talked a lot about billionaires and trillion-dollar valuations, but how does a gavel falling in Oakland actually change the screen in front of you?
Well, this is basically the ultimate test case for corporate accountability. For Canadian users, this could change everything about everyday tools.
Like ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot.
Right, all those MS Word and Teams integrations your office uses. If OpenAI is legally forced back into a nonprofit structure, their pricing, their access, the features they roll out, everything dramatically shifts.
Imagine your daily workflow just being totally disrupted because a judge in California decided a tech giant had to honor a 10-year-old promise.
And regulators in Ottawa are watching this incredibly closely. The outcome here could legally bind AI companies to their early safety commitments. It could literally reshape global AI governance.
So ultimately, this trial is forcing the entire industry to answer a question they've been dodging for years. What do we owe each other when we make massive promises about powerful technology?
And who gets to decide when the rules change?
Right.
And I want to leave you with one final kind of lingering question to ponder on that note. If Musk actually wins this,
Okay.
and the judge forces OpenAI to wind all the way back to a nonprofit structure, what happens to the $852 billion worth of proprietary code, the algorithms, the AI models they built during those for-profit years?
Oh, wow. I hadn't even thought of that.
Does the most advanced technology in human history suddenly just revert to the public domain for anyone, anywhere to use?
That is wild. Well, keep your eyes on Oakland, folks. Thank you so much for taking this deep dive with us today.
Thank you for listening to episode 6 of the AI Lab. Please subscribe for more episodes, and don't forget to join our community of learners by signing up for your free resource guide. If you have any questions or feedback, please feel free to reach out at contact@Optas.ai. Thanks again for being here, and we'll see you in the next episode of the AI Lab.